Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
How you doing, Chemda?
I'm awesome.
How are you and Scrumpty Poo-Poos?
I have a boyfriend.
I see that on Instagram. I see that on Facebook, right? We have some guests in the studio with us, watching what we're doing. And very first thing Chemda says is, after hi, is, do you know about my boyfriend?
I did not.
Right? So in love. We made quiche this weekend from
scratch.
Right. So we're obviously mentally diseased because you buy crust. But good for you guys.
You ate it. It was great.
What am I going to say? It's not good?
Oh, my God.
You spent all that time? No, it's good. Can I talk about Fleabag yet?
No, I forgot.
Right. I go...
I'm having sex now.
I go, Henda, do you know that Fleabag was event viewing? Everybody's watching it sometime.
But what does that mean? That's a thing?
Henda says, so I can't watch it? Well, we're over that now, and we're over Roger Rabbit. All right?
How could you be over Roger Rabbit?
Okay.
We should bring it back. They're bringing back every other movie.
Well, I see of course your social media is sickening.
It's so cute, right?
I'll tell you what, I don't know what bothers me more. When I see Henda's goofy social media, and I'm in love too, but I don't know what trip she's on. Or when I see a stranger write, let's play a game, no cheating. Post your 7th recent picture on your camera roll.
Okay, for the record, I do not do that, nor do I participate.
First of all, there'd be mass incarceration.
Right.
People just started posting their 7th picture, no cheating.
Right. Yeah.
And they add, don't explain it, just post it. Okay. Because it was hate speech that I found put up in a park, and I took a picture of it, but I won't explain it.
You know what's great is we wouldn't rely on our spouses doing that properly.
Right.
But yeah, you guys, everyone who wants to look good on social media every day, just post that picture of, hey, am I dying from this thing?
Oh, it's my girlfriend's hooter. You sure I shouldn't explain it? And their picture, whenever the person posts that, they always rate, their picture is always like them with their dog on top of a canyon. Now post your, you know what? Just post your picture if you wanted to post it.
You know what this is? This is the new how's the weather.
I guess so.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we've always had these weird, ridiculous, innocuous conversations that we had to, like, go through because we're bored and we're lonely. This is the new I'm lonely, can I talk to you? So maybe people should, like, Google, conversation starters that are not social media ridiculous.
I think it's just bragging. I think it's, somebody saying, oh, I had a hard day. Show a picture of when you were a kid and now you as an adult. I'll start. And obviously both are glamour shots. They just came from a movie set. Come on.
Oh, that's the new, this old thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to translate all of this into old.
Show me a picture of your car. Here's my new Ferrari. All right. It's up there with, would you live in this mansion?
Well, I hate that one.
Payment free for life. And you could sell it anytime you want. $6 billion tax free. But you can't be on Facebook for 3 days. Would you do it?
I would hate to tell, because a lot of those are like, would you give it up? And usually it's just give up Facebook for like 30 days, which what's happening in your life? So I'm like, not only would I do that, but I would also like give sexual pleasure to somebody for those 30 days. But I don't want to tell anybody because they're already offering the $1 million.
Well,
like, do you remember like when being gay was really, really just like made fun of when we were kids,
Sure.
like 12 years old, and it's like, oh, you're gay and whatever. So people would go, how much would it take for you to give a blowjob? And it's like $1 million.
Right.
Yeah, for 100,000, you wouldn't put your mouth on anybody's penis. Okay.
By the
All
way-
right. Well, go scoop some more Carvel for $3.50 an hour.
Well, you might as well lie. You never get the money.
Right. My
that.
mouth is fantastic.
Right.
$2 million.
I don't know. What bothers me more than the stupid question, would you live in this mansion, to not look at Facebook for a day, is the people that answer sincerely. I would. I don't think this new generation can. And the government should just come through and kill those people.
I think you should pre-think anything you start with. New generation is.
7th picture.
What is your 7th picture?
It's-
Be honest.
It's diarrhea.
Now I gotta look.
It's not a dog on a canyon. I'll tell you that much.
They borrowed a dog
Right.
and then took 6 pictures after just to seem real.
Right.
Yeah.
A bunch of liars.
Oh, 7 pictures ago, it's my friend Sophia and her girlfriend gazing into each other's eyes.
Well, post it, but don't explain
No
it.
explaining.
No explaining. By the way, keithandthegirl.com/store. We have some things on there for sale. Also, stickers for free And I mention that because I'm bringing up Vistaprint. And we get stickers from them. We get our cards from them. And it's how to be professional. And it's something that never goes out of style. Speaking about this new generation. A business card. Somebody wrote me again through Facebook Messenger that I don't look at to be a guest on this show. Why are you making your own rules? And then I saw somebody the other day that wrote their number on a napkin. I didn't think about it. I get home. I'm taking stuff out of my pocket. It's a napkin. How'd that get there? I throw it away. I don't realize until later. Oh, yeah.
I also think it's just, a way to repeat information a couple hundred times that you just need to give out. So it could be, if you're an artist, it could be your album information. If you're a florist, it's where to get your flowers.
Your next big opportunity is coming right now. And what are you doing? Let's swap phone numbers? No,
what are you doing?
You don't know them like that. Own the now. That's what the Vistaprint says. Own the now. And they're right. You have to be prepared. For a low price,
shit, I didn't know I could own the now.
You can have the confidence that you're always ready to make an impression or get seen in a new way. A custom card with the colors, fonts, designs, and images you choose means you can look and feel like a big deal, whether you're a startup or a business with a century of history. It doesn't have to be hard. There's simple tools. Again, we use them. We don't know art.
We don't know anything.
We barely get by. Simple tools and a wide range of templates to choose from. You choose the paper, stock, style, quantity that's right for you. Choose your delivery speed. Get cards as easy as fast as 3 days. And satisfaction is 100% guaranteed. Or they'll make it right. They'll reprint your cards or offer a refund. They don't mind. They know what they're doing. Vistaprint wants you to be able to own the now in any situation, which is why our listeners will get 500 high-quality custom business cards starting at $9.99. And you're thinking, no, not a bad deal, $999. No, $9.99.
That's a cup of coffee in New York.
Just go to vistaprint.com/KATG. That's vistaprint.com/KATG. vistaprint.com/KATG.
By the way, you were mentioning that we have guests in the studio. People who have been listening for a long time, you might recognize the name Thumbnail from the forums. You guys are allowed to laugh out loud. They are going to explode and just covering their mouths because we let them read the thing that guests on mic read before, and it's like how to behave. So now they're behave. You guys don't have to behave. You guys let it loose.
I'm reading, speaking about money, Tracy Morgan here in the big city, New York City, just bought a $2 million Bugatti car off the lot in Manhattan.
What's that? That's a real thing? You can buy a $2 million car? What does it have?
Would you want this? Okay. If
Do you sit on a dildo every time?
You can't talk to your mom for one day, but you get a $2 million car.
Honestly, a $2 million car, would you feel comfortable with that, Keith?
I wouldn't drive it. I certainly wouldn't. I don't know where I'd drive it.
Where are you going?
A empty parking lot.
I can take you on a private jet hundreds of times, or you can drive that stupid car.
He just bought it. Literally just bought it, and he's driving in Manhattan, in like Times Square area.
Ugh.
And of course, a car hits him, wrecks his car.
And that's crazy because last time we heard about him in a vehicle, he smashed. There was a bus that smashed into his limo, and he was unconscious for weeks. Right?
Well, this is how he got the money to buy this car.
Oh shit!
Honestly, he got hit by a Walmart truck.
Oh right.
He wasn't driving, of course. He was in one of those limo vans. A fellow comedian died in that car crash. So he gets hit.
You know what's sad is I forgot that one person died.
Yeah. 2019 Honda CRV. That's about what? $25,000, $30,000.
That poor Honda.
Yeah. He starts yelling to the woman driver, "Bitch, get out the car."
Nuh-uh. No, he didn't.
I can't believe he talks like that, says Honda. He said, "I will not get you pregnant."
He's obviously not in love because you don't yell like that.
He
That's
said,
not nice.
"I just bought it." Morgan, 50 years old, if you're curious.
Xerxes wouldn't yell like that.
No, he wouldn't.
No.
Was driving west on 42nd Street. 42nd Street.
What are you doing on 40? What is happening?
At 1:37 p.m.
Good thing that car can drive fast.
When the other car was trying to make a right turn onto 10th Avenue from the left-hand lane.
Oh, well, he's wrong.
The woman, 61, said she didn't even, you mean she's wrong, said she didn't even know whom she collided with until onlookers told her. I asked the traffic officer, "Why are people taking pictures?" And the cop said, "You don't watch TV? That's a famous guy."
Why is this the part that, you know what I mean? She fucked up.
Then there was a double-decker bus, and the tourist was saying, "Oh, that's Tracy Morgan. Look down there." That'd be you get your money's worth on that trip, right?
Would you let it go? Because I would have to let it go.
Well, nothing can be done. So, it's...
Yeah, but this woman's life sucks. I don't care what she's doing.
Right.
She could be in love with Xerxes also. But this woman's life sucks.
Right.
And then his life is in a $2 million vehicle, and she made an oopsie. And I get it. In another space and time,
Right.
you should make a big deal out of it and get it, whatever. But your life is fine.
I never
It's gonna affect her life so much more than yours.
We've all, if you're not haven't been in a car accident, you've seen them where at least one of the people get out and just start screaming.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think Penda says it's just that they lose their mind, and maybe that's what happens. I wonder if it's a power play. I'll be the aggressor, and you'll leave the scene being convinced that you were the one who's wrong, and then when insurance calls, you kind of cave.
I don't know that people are such good actors. I think people are such good mad people.
Maybe.
People are just angry in their car. I had anger in my car. I had to let go of the car. Half of that was the finances and why am I with a car in New York. And the other half was I just sit there and get mad.
But if you hear Tracy Morgan, of all people, in interviews, everything's positive. Everything's
Really?
whatever. This is only good for him. And then in real life, bitch, get out the car.
Oh, wow. That's telling, right?
Yeah. The Jersey woman said she thought Morgan was the one who hit her as they both made a right turn.
Well, she's pushing it.
His angry reaction, quote, traumatized her. He's famous? I was traumatized then.
Well, actually, if you're going to leave your vehicle, your $2 million vehicle, completely yelling at me when everybody's fine, at the top of your throat, yeah, I would be traumatized. That's scary. Somebody that mad at me?
The Bugatti is $1.9 million. It was sold to him 10 blocks from the crash site. That's how far he got.
He got sold something.
A witness said he got
There's just cars on the lot that cost $2 million. You don't have to people don't come to your house to assemble that while you're watching. What is costing $2 million?
You get champagne when you're waiting for paperwork.
Oh, shit, okay.
He said he got it.
Or a latte, right?
A witness said he got it literally an hour ago and he paid $2 million for it. So that he probably got that undercarriage rust proofing.
You're saying that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
You're proud of that.
He, of course, was critically injured in 2014 when his chauffeured limo
Neither here nor there, Your Honor. Sorry, the priors are not relevant in this case.
Morgan was confined to a wheelchair and had to learn to walk again, ultimately received a multi-million-dollar settlement from the retail giant.
So he should be jumping for joy in this one because he can jump after this. Because if you're saying in interviews, he's like, everything's good and blah, 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 and I'm happy to be here, this should not be setting you off like that.
Tracy...
I'm judging harshly. He just got hit by a car, and I'm like, fuck off, you prissy little bitch. What else do you want? Shouldn't you be used to accidents? God.
Once you can get out of your car and just yelling, bitch, get out, as though you're going to fight her, you lost any sympathy from me. Tracy's publicist said, Tracy's doing fine and in no pain, to which Tracy said, shut up, shut the fuck up, shut up. Do you remember in East Village, you would pass a building and it was the Hells Angels headquarters in New York?
Yeah, on 4th? 4th, right next to the KGB bar?
It's turning into a regular apartment building.
Why not?
And the Hells Angels are upset. They're like,
Aren't they always upset? Isn't that their thing? They're Hells Angels.
Well, it's funny whenever you hear about them and people say how friendly they are, but you know what they're doing. Hellish activity.
What? Didn't we watch Sopranos? He was nice to his daughter every once in a while.
The Hells Angels former...
Because they have teddy bears on their motorcycles sometimes?
The Hells Angels former headquarters... Do they? The former headquarters is becoming rental apartments. 6-story building at 77 East 3rd Street. $10 million sale. We're being harassed, says the Hells Angels. He goes by the name Biker Tony.
Biker Tony is picketing. We're being harassed.
We're being harassed by the yuppies down here. They're sitting on our bikes and pissing on the sidewalk.
Wow. That is balls, though.
We've been here since the 70s. When the neighborhood was shit, nobody minded us. I'm not sure what that means, though. Does it mean
nobody paid attention to us?
Okay.
Yeah, but
Things
the thing
are nice
is,
now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not wrong, but wasn't it them harassing other people in order to get the status that They have, or am I wrong? Am I getting this wrong?
The 16 crash pads, once used by gang members, one displaying a swastika,
Okay.
will become a 22 one- and two-bedroom units priced around $3,500 per month.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
The crash pads were left in good condition. The buyer says, I don't think anyone lived there full time. There were more couches and less beds. I don't know. You're going to get some Hells Angels members living around the country. A little confused, right?
Well, people are,
I'm going to stay here tonight. Ooh.
but also like the Hells Angels are mad at you for living in that building forever. You know what I mean? Like, how are they going to rent those apartments with that reputation? You know, like, would you move into an ex-Hellraiser?
I don't know. I think some Hells Angels guy will be coming from California thinking he has a place to stay, and I'm on the first floor, and I have to tell him no, thank you.
Well, I more think that I'm going to be there, and every day they're going to stand in front of my building and have me walk through them because it's their turf. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, make it uncomfortable for people to live there.
Well, that's why you only pay $3,500 a month.
It's a steal.
It's a steal. We were talking about how Boston will have a straight pride parade, supposedly, because, everybody needs their rights. And I said, I'm going to guess it's also...
It's so prideful that you can get someone pregnant by accident. Good job.
I said, I'm going to bet it's also a KKK parade. That's my guess. Guess what? It is. The three people that put it together are also white supremacists. What a surprise. 3 men organizing the parade planned for August 31st. John Hugo, Mark Sahady, who I mentioned, and Chris Bartley. All have ties with the Proud Boys.
Wow.
Something called the Massachusetts Patriot Front. Boy, did they bastardize the word patriot, didn't they? Hugo unsuccessfully ran for the Massachusetts 5th Congressional District in 2018, and he received money from Resist Marxism, a group that holds anti-Semitic, misogynist, and anti-LGBTQ views. And then, I don't have to read this, do I? Then it goes on and explains the other two also have ties to,
So I guess the city, they have to, if they follow the law, they have to give it to them because you're allowed to organize even in hate.
That's what they're, they're not saying it's hate. They're just saying we're idiots and we want a pro-idiot march.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you are allowed to be an idiot around here.
Yeah. I've been in New York when they segregated a place off for a KKK meeting.
Yeah.
Out in public, yeah. I think only 3 people showed up in hoods, but still, I was still amazed by it.
That is amazing. That's scary, right?
It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm for free speech. Gotta tell you.
To assemble so many that there's a parade. How do you explain that? You know when they say like, how am I gonna explain this to my kids when you see like 2 women kissing or whatever?
Right.
How are we explaining this to the kids?
Right.
No, there's a straight parade. Do you call it a straight parade when you tell your kids?
Somebody guessed that the straight parade would be full of people in Crocs. I don't think these people have ever been comfortable. I don't think so.
No, Crocs are for nice people.
Is that their tagline?
No way, they're in boots. What are you talking about? They're in like the
course.
most uncomfortable, yucky-making, smelly feet boots.
Right. You're right.
They're going to walk around in Crocs.
Yeah, I'm seeing one member, let's see, Maxwell Hare. He identifies as a member of the far-right Proud Boys, attended a rally in October last year. A few days later, at a separate event in New York, he charged an anti-fascist protesters, threw the first punch that started an assault on them. So I'm going to guess that Boston's trying to figure out how legally do they not let this happen, and maybe they can point to the criminal activity of these guys, maybe.
I don't know, because do criminal activity stop you from putting on a parade? Like if it was the gay pride parade and the leader of that place has had an arrest or a history, we wouldn't be like, well, fuck him.
I just want them to learn how hard it is to put on a parade.
Yeah, I know, right? But they organize so well, these white supremacists. And they call themselves Proud Boys, which I can't tell if that's a good name or a bad name. You know what I mean? Because it sounds like, yeah, we're Proud Boys, but then it's like, oh, aren't you the proudest?
Yeah. No, that's a dumb name.
That's what we should call them, Proud Boys. From now on. You're very proud.
And when they're marching, yay.
Yay. Chest out, Proud Boys.
4 teenagers aged 15 to 18 attacked 2 women on a bus. The 2 women were homosexual. Police arrested 4 male teenagers after a lesbian couple were beaten on a bus after refusing to kiss for them.
What kind of weird homophobia is that?
Again,
I hate this so much I want to look at it.
Again, 15 to 18 years old. So you have to teach this stuff in school. You have to the way
What, tolerance?
Yes, yeah, because you're a kid and you're so simple. And I was reading a story about a 14-year-old girl coming to school in blackface. And every school should have a little reel ready, maybe half hour long, of what black people had to go through to help push civil rights.
We're supposed to be learning that in history class. It's
Right.
literally our history. It just happened. Should we also teach about the Holocaust and 9/11?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
we're doing that. We're doing it poorly.
But history class is so boring. So you have to have just a special assembly where you show all the discrimination over the years. And you show the black people sitting at a diner, not creating any violence and everything that's happening to them. You show the dogs. You show the water cannons. You show the Holocaust. You show the ghettos. You show adults literally licking the bottom of a garbage can lid to eat anything. And you show what's happening to gay people today. You show the end of Black Klansmen. You show things like this, how there's not much different. You get all these kids crying, and you hope it makes a difference for a minute.
I don't know. Do you think it's different in a video then? Because we did learn all this stuff. It was in our history class.
Yes, of course
it was glossed over, maybe.
Of course,
like
it's
everything
different
else.
in a video. If you read a superhero book, it's a little different when you see them flying around on screen. Of course, it's different.
You always have the perfect analogy.
Thank you.
Andrea is writing, in the Chicago PD escorted armed Nazis that crashed a pride parade yesterday. This is Pride Month, by the way, the entire month.
Right.
People are still fighting this, as if people are just blowing each other on the street just to come out of the closet.
You know how when you drive, if you break the law, let's say you're speeding, fines are doubled in a construction zone. Mm-hmm. Everything should be doubled in punishment during June if it's anti-gay.
That's a good one.
Right? The incident occurred at around 2:30 a.m. after the women boarded the bus in West Hampstead, said Scotland Yard. A group of young men began harassing them when they discovered they were a couple, asking them to kiss while making sexual gestures. When they refused, both women were beaten by the thugs before having a phone and bag stolen. Both women were taken to the hospital with facial injuries and have since been discharged. The subjects have made a number of homophobic comments toward the couple before throwing coins at them. When the women tried to reason with the group, the attack escalated to an assault. Melanie wrote on Facebook, one of the women, "In an attempt to calm things down, I started making jokes. I thought this might make them go away. Chris even pretended she was sick," the other woman.
Oh, wow.
"But they kept on harassing us, throwing us coins and becoming more enthusiastic about it. The next thing I remember was Chris in the middle of them, and they were beating her. I didn't think about it and went in. I was pulling her back and trying to defend her, so they started beating me up. I don't even know if I was knocked unconscious. I felt blood. I was bleeding all over my clothes and all over the floor. I went downstairs, and the police were there."
You pussy bitches, those boys.
Yeah.
You fucking pieces of shit. You're the worst kind.
Yeah, it's a big difference
You're
to see video.
just start with your beating on women. Never mind your sick, twisted thoughts about, what they're doing,
Right.
With their sexuality. There's 4 of you and 2 women, 2 girls.
What do you do if this is one of your kids? 15 to 18.
Wow. Can you imagine? This is one of my kids beating for homosexuality.
Right?
I don't know what happened. It's my fault. Whatever it is, I must have done something.
I guess if you have a kid doing this, you don't mind it too much.
What do you mean?
Like
They're going to jail.
By the way, you're acting like you're giving the kid to a poor family across the street. You're giving to half a prison that can give a fuck anyway. So don't worry. They're nobody's burden.
Well, that prison is going to take him anyway, and there's nothing you could really do about it. You fucked the fuck up. I cannot defend you with this. I'll help you get a lawyer because you're my kid and I'm still responsible for you. And I'm hoping that you can get out of this head somehow with my love that hasn't worked for 15 years. But
how good is your lawyer going to be?
I don't know, because you just made us poor because this does not make money for my child to go to prison. This is costing too much. Who can afford a lawyer that's going to fight your idiot phobic ass because your friends were doing it and you wanted to be proud.
Yeah, I think there's some lawyers. I'm gonna guess.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's a
Some
guess.
very proud lawyers.
So, one that's not working with Cosby right now.
Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll get one of those KKK people to work for me. Right? That's how it works.
I really think, it's easy for me to say, but I really think I'd be fine. That's the end. You're not my kid anymore. That easy.
But what does that mean?
You know what it means.
It means you don't love them anymore. But
Right,
but
yes.
that's just gonna happen anyway. But then what? What does it mean on your day to day?
You are never in my house again. You are out of my life.
Okay. That's fair. Fine.
Thank you.
But they're 15 years old. They're still your responsibility, so you're responsible for how you feel about them also.
What?
That's fair. That's a fair question. I'll get back to you.
All right, let's go to a more fun topic. Henda's favorite topic.
Sexy! This is just to get Andrea super mad at me. She's rolling her eyes.
No, you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're disowned.
Please, can I come back?
Let's go over the top 5 movies of the weekend. All right? New movies are out.
All right, let's look at this joke pattern.
And when movies are out,
What remakes do we have?
I'll tell you the first thing I do when I know movies are out. I look for women in movies.
Oh, you're so nice.
Yes.
Such an ally.
Preferably they can fly and stuff.
Hopefully they're gay, right? So you can get double points.
It's their business.
Their business.
Number 1 movie, The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Oh, boy.
So that's kind of like a remake.
Isn't that like an Instagram that scrolls fast?
Louis C.K. was in the first one, and they have Patton Oswalt taking his role as one of the dogs.
Because he's one of the good guys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We really need the dogs to be spoken through a nice voice. Like Patton Oswalt.
Number 2, what's the last movie you saw?
Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
Wait, in theaters? Avatar, I want to say.
Okay.
When were we on Comedy Film Nerds? That one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dark Phoenix is number 2.
What's that?
That's a woman who can fly and stuff.
Wow.
It's an X-Men movie.
She's a Dark Phoenix because they didn't want to call her a witch bitch.
She gets superpowers. She's a good person. Gets superpowers from an alien. Turns her into a bad person. It's getting horrible reviews. 22% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics. I liked it a lot.
Yeah?
Just keep flying around and stuff.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Usually.
Clever words or no?
For what? No.
You don't need your women talking. Just fly around, bitch.
She flies around. I wouldn't say bitch.
No.
Number 3. By the way, they got this character, Henda, Quicksilver. It's Marvel's version of The Flash. And
Quicksilver. Okay.
You're real proud of yourself, but all right. So anyway, he moves at super speed. So to show that they show everything around him slow down, I could watch that for 6 days.
Shut your face.
It's so exciting.
You were being serious.
Go on Google.
Okay.
And there's this documentary
That's how we know when Keith likes the movie.
from Days of Future Past, and look up Quicksilver scene. And this guy just speeds around where everybody's moving real slow and just starts, drawing shit on people's faces and stuff. It is so good. I love that slow motion, fast motion stuff.
Someone should give you superpowers. It'd be so interesting to know what you did with it because it wouldn't be anything like good for the world. It would just be like, look what I did. Ah!
Turn everybody's hats upside down. Be a good time. Anyway, this movie, Dark Phoenix, it takes place in 1992. It says on the screen. But I don't know why. Why they dated it that way. But these
You think they're hoping to get people our age? Because that's when my nostalgia starts. That's when my music starts. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm listening to music, it's like in the 90s.
Well, when X-Men started as movies, they started as older people. Then they realized to keep the franchise going, they're going to need younger people. So they do the time travel thing. They go back in the past.
Like Muppet Babies sort of thing?
They go back to 1962, and you have this new generation of X-Men. So now it's 1992, and I noticed they didn't age at all. So I think a basic X-Men power is like great skin. Because nothing...
Well, Logan's the only one that should look like that, right?
Logan actually, I don't think Logan ages.
Because he regenerates.
But apparently nobody ages.
Okay.
So good for them.
Maybe he throws his superpower on them for that part.
But I love it. Everybody's flying around. Everybody's evaporating and going somewhere else. I give it 10 stars.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on here.
You
22%.
had quite the weekend at the movies. At the movies with Keith Melly.
It was quite the weekend. I saw a movie and liked it.
Quite the movie.
Number 3, Aladdin. Number 4, Godzilla.
Did you see Aladdin? Are you going to see Aladdin?
No, I will not see it.
What would you rather?
Would I rather be off social media for 3 days or not see Aladdin? Number 4, Godzilla. Number 5.
Are you going to see Godzilla?
No.
Hmm.
I don't like big, dumb monsters. I like my monsters skinny and sexy, and I don't mind saying it. I don't like these big, bulky.
Are you shaming Godzilla? Your body shaming Godzilla?
What can you say nowadays? Honestly. No, I have no time for Godzilla. There's just these big lumbering oafs eating each other, and then somebody gets a good bite into somebody's neck.
Okay, but let's say you're going to see a movie.
Godzilla.
You're half an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, fuck, this movie's the worst. You get out and you're like, let me sneak into this other thing. The thing that's just about to start. Perfect timing. Godzilla.
Yes.
I knew I'd get you. I'm so good.
Number 5, Rocketman, the Elton John movie. 90% by critics, 88% by dum-dums. I saw it.
What made you see that? You just like seeing the history of artists?
I like biopics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're like stories, but not boring. Do you know what this movie is?
I'd love for you to write a dictionary.
It's a musical.
Oh, like a real musical?
Yes!
Like not just his music?
Like a vomitous musical. No, of course it's his music, but I have it on my phone. This should be against the law.
Wait, are they acting like the music is what they were gonna say?
Yes.
Like that kind of musical?
Yeah, but they like where the Queen movie lied to me and should be arrested. This movie is okay because they're moving around the music. So it's not while they're not playing the right songs when they were written at the right time in the story, they're being artistic. So I kind of let it go. You know, they haven't being a little kid, and for whatever reason he's singing "The Bitch Is Back." I'm like, I know we didn't rate it at 8, but
so wait, so they have an 8-year-old singing "The Bitch Is Back" walking down the street.
Yeah.
Okay,
so fine, but
not into it, honestly.
they play the whole fucking song.
Oh wow.
Sometimes they slow it down, and they go over these different parts in his life, and I really could give a fuck. There's about 30 minutes of actual stuff, and the rest is just music to take time. But that should be in the previews. Musical. It should be in the previews when the movie's black and white. It should be in the previews if it's a musical, and it should be in the previews if it's subtitled. Of course. It should be a prison sentence. Elton John was a producer. He should be incarcerated. He knew no one wanted to see a musical, or he would have told us. If it was a selling point, he would have told us. Why did he keep it a secret? Because he didn't want us to know. If the whole world loved musicals and it was going to make it $1 billion, he'd be like, ready for the new musical that y'all love? You know the problem with the Queen movie? Not enough music. We're going to fix that. No, it's his little passion project, and he fucked me. And I'm for that. It's June, but I don't like the way he went about it.
Consent is consent.
I'm looking at a review here on whenever I was talking about, Rocketman, and a review said, unlike anything you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all,
and then you lost your mind.
I've seen Elton John. So it's something I have seen. Not only something I've seen, it's something I've heard. Okay? If you've seen a musical, by the way, you've seen it. Unlike anything I've ever seen. Fire yourself, reporters. Shame on you. I couldn't get away with that in a book report. If I was book reporting Lord of the Fleas, I can't write unlike anything I've ever read. Did you read it? No, that's why. So this person writes a review, Rufio, on our forums and says, here's my Rocketman review. Everything I wish Bohemian Rhapsody had the balls and creativity to be. He couldn't even say it was a fucking musical? You might as well get that mansion, because I don't want you on my forums for 3 days. Fuck off.
That was the weirdest paper ripping because you looked me dead in the eye and kept going.
Yes.
It's so creepy.
It's upsetting. You wouldn't even say it's a musical. Here's my review. And it didn't even have the word musical in it. You didn't know how that would come up. Because it's a surprise and you hate me. What'd I do to you, Rufio? You know, they try to go, oh, Elton John has a drug problem. You know how he has a drug problem? He does coke once. And you're like, oh, okay, I guess this is a drug problem. Then he's about to do coke again and his nose bleeds. He realizes he has to go to rehab. He goes to rehab. I'm still standing. Ah, fascinating facts. Don't let the sun go down on me. During that song, he marries a woman, gets a divorce. Oh, fascinating. I learned so much about the history of Elton John. He has a fight with, I forget what song was playing during this.
Keith, how can I subscribe to your show? This is good.
He has a fight with his, the guy that, he does all the music. He has is it Bernie Taupin? He has a guy that writes all his lyrics. And so they have a fight once. You're doing too many drugs. You're too much. I'm out of here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, no problem. We're back.
That's how AA works.
And then there was a song.
Which song is that? Do you remember? I don't want to set you off.
The one of them. You know them. Your song. Who knows? Doesn't matter. They just move the songs around.
Is he the one with the song about the kid falling out the window? But
No.
No? Shit.
No, but he sung it anyway. Yeah.
Which one's that one?
Eric Clapton. Right.
Okay, you could see my...
No.
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 A little bit.
No.
Piano guys.
Because they dress alike?
Do they? No. No, they don't. No, I know that.
Also,
No.
they don't both play piano.
Okay, but they kind of do.
Right. That's true. Notes are notes, right?
They got the same vibe happening.
I bet a guitarist can play piano, so that's a good point. You couldn't even guess Billy Joel. Okay. So anyway, that movie's not good.
At least his kid didn't fall out a window.
Well, he didn't. Well, you only get more facts at the very end when you watch the credits. And it's like, and he had 2 kids at the end.
Andrea's trying to save me. Eric Clapton is very famous about how he plays the guitar.
And not the piano. And how he hates gay people.
You know, you learn a lot on this show. It's like
Right.
not supposed to happen that way, but it does.
But shouldn't a movie have to say if it's a musical or subtitled? Can we be serious for 2 seconds?
Or black and white.
Or black and white. Shouldn't that be a law? Shouldn't it be like the way you have TVMA?
We don't have enough laws. Yeah.
Okay, keep making jokes. There you go, folks. You don't know why there's fights on buses. All right. Well, anyway, I do not recommend Rocketman.
No.
Unless you like to eat dung. You know?
You know, there are people, and we don't want to leave them out. They're a demographic that exists, and we don't want to yuck your yum.
Yeah.
So
if you
enjoy yourself.
If you like musicals, because you were raised improperly, you will enjoy this very much. But just admit the studio tried to fuck us, because the majority of us don't. We like stories told to us, not sung like we're babies.
You don't make people like musicals.
Okay. And those people can enjoy it.
They sell for thousands of dollars.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Look how mad Keith
Well,
is
first of
getting.
all, that's how little people like it, because you have to make it $1,000. Okay? You 7 people out there. I see the reports coming back who watches the Grammys, Emmys, and then the Tonys. Get out of town. A lot of people like it. Sure, they like it. A lot of people like, what else? Pikachu. Okay. But neither are for me because I'm a grown adult.
You really moved your papers over to look at them.
I had to look.
It's
Hold
very
on,
good.
sliding over. Pikachu is the thing.
Okay, can we can give people a warning about this, but I feel like we need to musical our way out of this episode.
Yeah, okay, I won't show up. Bye.